Hello, hello. I don't know what to say. It's been a long time. I have been on and off with social media for a while just because I'm just figuring out what I want to do with my life. I tend to get a little down and depressed in the summertime. Yeah, it's just dark and rainy and incredibly hot all summer long, which makes it really hard to go outside and it's kind of depressing. So yeah, I have just been trying to eat healthy and exercise, keep my mind right. I've been journaling really consistently. I It's funny because this is actually a Hobonichi cover, but I realized that the lectern, however you say it, lectern journals, the A5 size, would fit in here, and I was so excited because I just love Hobonichi covers. I always feel left out when other people are posting Hobonichi, and I want to get a Hobonichi, but I hate the dated because I don't know, like even though I've been consistent and I've been journaling every day, some days I have a lot to say and one page on the Hobonichi isn't enough because I want to write more than just that, but because the pages are dated, it makes it really hard for me to condense what I want to say into one page, or vice versa. If I only have a little bit to say, then I'll feel guilty that I didn't fill the whole page. So I was really excited that I could just put a lecture journal in there and it's just blank and I can put whatever I want. I can write as long as I want or as short as I want. I can add drawings or just notes about whatever I'm studying about. So yeah, and that's been really fun. Um, I've been deep diving really hard into my ancestry. My grandpa um, was incredibly into ancestry and did a lot of ancestry work. And now, unfortunately, he has Alzheimer's, and that's been really emotional and hard to deal with. But I am at an age where I have so many questions that I wish I could ask, but he just can't remember. And I was able to find a lot of his ancestry notes and pick up kind of where he left off in our family's history research. So I've been deep diving into my mom's side, my dad's side, trying to figure out when and who came to America. So that's just been really fulfilling for me and interesting. I would define myself as a lifelong learner. So I am just getting a lot of fulfillment out of learning for my family's history and getting better at that. And that's been really awesome. I've also been really deep diving into tarot and oracle. That's been really healing for me and interesting, scratching that learning itch that I have since I'm kind of off of school right now. So that's been really fun to try to learn a new system and use the cards. I'm really into spirituality, so it's been really fun to just research all those little things that I'm interested in but never have time to look into. Well, that's why, like, part of what's so fun about the research is I journal every day. So I'm so interested in the past and I have kind of a fixation on the past and analyzing the past, but I remind myself that when I journal, I'm also leaving behind something that my, like, kids or grandkids can look at if I ever have kids. That's like a whole other topic, but yeah. Sometimes I wish that there was more documentation that my ancestors did, just pictures or like journal entries and letters and little things like that. Is like, I wish I could know them, I wish I could look back and get to know who they were and how that might, affect who I am. I don't know. In August, I start up school again, which I'm really excited about. I miss being in my community studio so freaking much. Um, I'm a very introverted person, honestly, and if you'd see me in person, I'm not talking to anyone. But I just love being in the energy of the art studio. I miss the other students, I miss my classmates, I miss my teachers, and it is so like when you're having a bad day and one of your classmates or your teachers just says hello, like, that just means so much to me, and I just miss them a lot, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I graduate, 'cause, I'm just gonna miss being there a lot. I don't know. Just having that to ground me. Like, I need to be grounded. Like, of everything I just said, like, spirituality, astrology, tarot, like, all these things keep me kind of in the clouds, and, like, art in general, and all of these things keep me, like, very not grounded in my reality, so it really helps me to, like, do breath work, do, like, tapping, and do, like, meditation, yoga, like, moving my body, running, like, all those things really ground me, and that's really helpful. So I have been trying to use my iPad more for drawing. I have some other personal projects that I want to do. I have a lot of, like I said, I love journaling and research. So some of my personal projects are more about researching spirituality and documenting what I agree with and what I disagree with, and just trying to figure out like what I like and don't like. Very witchy based stuff like zodiac signs and just little things like that, or herbology or tarot or whatever. So I dug this out and I'm excited because I want to design some pages. I saw someone on Instagram who makes like, I wouldn't say like, I don't know, they call it like a book of shadows or like a grimoire, but I think, I don't know, it's more of like a public, like, you can download these pages and print them out, whatever. But anyway, I digress. So they start with drawing it on their iPad, and then they'll print out the design, and then they'll trace it into the book. So I think that's like kind of my dilemma that I'm having now in my personal project, is because right now this is my journal. It's a Lectern 1819. I forget, I don't know. It's an A5. And Lectrum. I was trying to find the name in here. It's Lectrum 1917 A5. And its problem is that it's bound. So the pages are all glued together, and I love that for my journal, like my personal journal, like my diary. But my dilemma is, do I put my research into my diary that would be chronologically put, like, laid out, or do I want to use more of a binder system where I have a separate thing, like a separate journal for research that is more just like facts based or like spirituality based and no emotions? Where I can move the pages around. So I think that's kind of my dilemma. I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to do with that. But it was really cool to see that person who designed the pages on her iPad, printed it out, and then she could put it into the bound book by tracing on just like a piece of paper, and then having it laid out that way. So I don't know. I'm having a hard time deciding. But it seems either way that it would be helpful to do it digitally, and so that way I don't have to commit. I do love writing with a pen. I don't know why I picked this up. I really don't. I used to write in pencil religiously because, you know, spelling errors, I want to erase if I mess something up, whatever. But somewhere along the way, I realized that I just like how pen looks better. And it's permanent. You know, that's why I decided. So anyway, there's this other YouTuber. She does journaling videos, and what was cool about it is she said specifically that she will write in pen because it's archival and it won't fade over time. And I think that just really resonated with me because of, obviously that was a really long time ago that I watched that video, but when I was thinking about that, it really just struck me because I do think there is some part of me that journals for the sake of being able to look back on it when I'm older, for the sake of being able to remember my memories or have some kind of evidence of what I was up to at the time. And that just really resonated with me, so I started writing religiously in pen, and I realized that an incredibly great bonus to writing with pen is that it is honestly just easier to read for me. Because for some reason with pencil, it just seems a lot more faded or washed out. It's really hard for me to write in pencil, and I think that's why ever since I was a very little kid, I'm very heavy-handed with writing, because with a pencil, when you're writing with a pencil, it comes out darker when you have more pressure. So yeah. Anyway, I digress. That's kind of what I've been up to with my own little personal projects. It's been really fun, just kind of reconnecting with my iPad. I have obviously the most beat up, peely, wrinkly. You can't really see it in the camera, but it's very beat up on the edges case. So I do want to get a new case, but it's nice to kind of reconnect with my iPad and trying to figure out how that kind of fits into all of my little habits and things. And what else? I don't know. I feel like that's all I have for now. I know it's very rambly, but yes, that's what I've been up to. Yeah, I always have a hard time with therapy during the summer, so especially when my therapist would go on vacation, which I do want her to have vacation, but sometimes I wish she was accessible all the time. But that's kind of why I got back into journaling and why I journal every single day now. I've kind of made it I don't like using the word non-negotiable, because I think part of that is kind of forcing yourself to do that habit. But it has kind of become a habit for me to do it every single day. Even if I don't feel like it, I will just write down a couple things or do a little like daily tarot card pull or something like that and just reflect on the card if I don't have anything to say. I've been trying to pull tarot every day just to learn the cards and get familiar with that. So yeah, I don't know, that's been really fun for me to learn. I get so much out of learning. I get so much out of learning. So that's been really, really awesome for me, honestly, to have a lot of things that I can learn about, because I think when I'm in college and I have classes consistently, it scratches that itch that I have, but during the summer, I have nothing to focus all of my energy on. So it really helps to have something to like channel that that energy into, to be able to learn about all that stuff. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. That's me. That's everything.